subscribe.
Ksoo on the drill, take off your neck. Boy, you better not try to run, we chase and leave you stretch. Push it on the shirt, now we wonder who fucking next.
I don't know, I couldn't tell. That's what people do though. Like, I ain't saying he did it. I don't know if he did it or not. I hope he come home. I don't with jail on nobody. You know what I'm saying? But like, not even with his situation, but with rappers, like, that's how people get caught up nowadays, the internet.
Trial is over with, so we can finally start to heal, because none of us are healed yet. None of us have begun healing.
Says they can't say why they were able to charge Hakeem Robinson with first-degree murder, because this is an active and on.
The suspect got away in a stolen car, but it crashed about half a mile away. The suspects were seen on surveillance video.
Y'all really believe them niggas will kill 3 niggas and then go on the internet and then rap about it?
Together.
In January, surveillance video captured 2 men running through a backyard, jumping a fence during a police chase following a deadly shooting at a shopping center on Merrill Road. So, he became a sources confirmed to News4Jax. Hakeem Robinson is a local rapper named Ksoo. He became a part of a News4Jax story last year for his controversial album cover that featured photos of murder victims. A mother of one of the victims told us the photo of her son was in spite of his death and not a memorial.
Back to back killing, and back to back sinning, and back to back winning, and back to back drilling, and back to back sinning, and back to...
Stop. Get your police ass on, fuck nigga. Stop trying to DM me and talk about me on your Instagram.
Of suspects, a variety of victims, different links for different cases, but you start to see
my niggas drilling. Come out. Now who that? Now who that? My niggas drilling. All my niggas certified, they be killing. Come out. All my
people. A Jacksonville rapper known as Ksoo is among 5 people indicted on first-degree murder charges. The News4Jax I-Team has been looking into this case and others involving local rappers making music videos about real murders. Joy's here now with a closer look at the indictments. Joy.
Mary, we'll start with rapper Ksoo, whose real name is Hakeem Robinson. A grand jury upgraded his charges from second-degree to first-degree murder in 2 different cases. He's charged in the shooting deaths of 16-year-old Adrian Gaynor in 2019 and 23-year-old rapper Charles McCormick Jr. in 2020. Now, Robinson is known for his controversial rap videos with details about the murders, but his attorneys have said the lyrics do not prove he is guilty. Still, investigators say he's linked to the violent drug gang ATK. Robinson's brother, Abdul Robinson Jr., and Leroy Whitaker, they were also indicted for first-degree murder today in the shooting of Charles McCormick. Now, 2 of the indictments involved 2 unrelated cases. Alberto Rosario Jr. was charged in 2 drug overdose deaths, and Rashard Lewis was charged in 2 deaths of 2019.
Now, we know recently Ksoo was charged with some of the most heinous things that you can get charged with. This documentary is going to lead you guys to watch all of the things that's been going on. Hakeem Robinson, or Ksoo, the rap moniker, what they call him, was accused of killing 2 men in a well-known incident in Jacksonville, Florida.
Blocked off. A young man was killed, and the suspect got away in a stolen car, but it crashed about half a mile away. The suspects were seen on surveillance video running through a backyard, eventually breaking into a woman's home. That's when police say the suspect held a woman hostage. You're looking at video now from moments after the victim was able to escape. She ran into Action News Jack's Elizabeth Pace for help. She told us.
Now, what prosecutors are saying on this video, Ksoo and his father could be seen running away after killing Little Buck, aka Charles McCormick, after Wood said robbery. Well, they claim they also took a hostage after running away, and this is the video that captured them running away after killing Little Buck in Jacksonville in a plaza that was in broad daylight.
Shooting at an Arlington shopping center. 21-year-old Hakeem Robinson and his father, 49-year-old Abdul Robinson, are both in the Duval County jail. Hakeem Robinson is charged with second-degree murder, and Abdul is charged with accessory after the fact. Investigators believe the 2 are involved in the shooting death of a man at a shopping center on Merrill Road back in January. That led to a police chase and manhunt in a nearby neighborhood.
News for Jax reporter Corley Peel.
Elizabeth pays for help. She told us the suspects wrestled her to the ground, used her bathroom, and changed into her husband's clothes. I spoke to that woman today. She says she is happy to see these two arrests made, but she's requested privacy for now to allow the justice system to do their jobs without outside influences. Today, 21-year-old Hakeem Robinson was charged with murder. His father, Abdul, was charged with accessory after the fact. You can
subscribe to IsmokeHiphop. Subscribe to IsmokeHiphop. Cinematic music group CEO Johnny Shipes testified that Ksoo has a good character and will return to court to answer charges if able to bond out. That's when he was getting ready to be released, and then things kind of went left. But before that, I wanted you guys to see audio and video footage of Ksoo's CEO, the label of his CEO, Cinematic Music Group, defend their artists.
And collectively has a $4 million bond for 2 separate homicide charges.
Yes.
Okay. And as I wouldn't call him technically an employee, but would it be fair to say that Mr. Robinson works with you?
Yes.
Okay. And based on what you are able to do, are you able to put forward any money to contribute to Mr. Robinson's bond in order to ensure that he returns to court and answers to these charges?
Yes, absolutely.
Have you been informed of the nature of the evidence and the strength of the evidence of the 2 cases against him?
Yes.
And you're still willing to put that money forward, and if I'm correct, it's $25,000, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And at the time last year when we were about to post or to come together to post the $1 million bond.
Man, Foolio said out his mouth. Man, Ace don't even, man, listen. Ace don't even know that man. Foolio said out his mouth he never met Ace in his life. He don't even know who Ace is. He just be dissing because he ain't got shit else to do.
He trying to blow up.
Mooking on that. They never seen this man in their life. He don't even know that. None of them. We don't know none of these niggas, man.
Due to what the defense is calling 2 murder charges, the judge is now considering whether or not his bond will be lowered due to what the defense is calling questionable practices from the state attorney's office. Destiny McKeever was in court, and she breaks down tonight what happened at the hearing.
Right there, he'll make your face go.
Ksoo, whose real name is Hakeem Robinson, is a well-known Jacksonville rapper facing 2 murder charges. The first wrote Adrian Gaynor, aka hold on his release date. The judge charged at him and placed a questionable hold on his release date.
Now you're probably thinking, how did all this beef started? You know, the beef streets of Florida get very hectic. Something is different in the water down there. Now these guys, all it takes is one ignite of bloodshed to cause a transfer of a cycle that continues on and on, generations after generation. We're going to show you from this chart in this news team on what kind of started and ignited.
Through all day and starting to piece things together. You have a variety of suspects, a variety of victims, different links for different cases, but you start to see that web you described between all these homicides.
I know many of you guys are not used to who Ksoo brother is. I did a documentary years ago. His name was Boz Goon. Tragically, he lost his life right after coming home from doing a 6 to 10 year prison sentence.
At the Paradise Gentlemen's Club on Bay Meadows Road, and it ended 6 miles away on Spring Park Road and Emerson Street in the Inglewood area. Ken, thanks so much. Now, the victims in the shooting were taken to Memorial Hospital this morning. 25-year-old Willie Addison died at the scene.
Let's go live there right now to get the latest from our Alex Osias. So, Alex, do we know their conditions at this hour?
Met for 13 years, just across Emerson from the scene of the shooting. The vehicle driving right by the shopping center around 2 o'clock this morning, ending up at Memorial Hospital, where at one point 7 JSO officers were posted outside the
Willie
real crazy, give a fuck about who you is. Me and my niggas, we kill and that's for real. Straight out the field, stick your head to that anytime. No taking, no panic, I'm a blast. Feel like Ryan, ain't no faking with me. And niggas know that I'm street. I'm straight from the fly street. A nigga ain't fucking with me. SOP to the death, nigga. Yo, SOP to the death, nigga. I got I don't need no help, nigga. I go dumb like fuck y'all, nigga.
Now, the
All right, you may proceed, Ms. Kawaz. Mr. Robinson, could you state your name for the record, please?
Hakeem Armani Robinson.
And how old are you?
23.
Now, Ksoo and his father never really opened up about losing his brother, although his father did an interview, but Ksoo, in his tormented eyes, looks like allegedly he took to the streets for solace and comfort, and as far as dealing with the pain of losing loved ones.
Evidence markers still left here in the street. Now, police say 6 people were shot while riding in a Chevy Tahoe SUV. And after the shooting, the driver of the SUV drove straight to the hospital. 1 person died following the shooting. Police say that victim was about 25 years old. The 5 other victims' injuries ranged from minor to life-threatening. Shortly after the shooting, an SUV that matches the description of the victim's SUV could be seen on surveillance videos. It's still unclear what led to the shooting. Police are hoping anyone with information to come forward.
Who wanna fuck with a nigga that don't give a fuck about nothing? I was 13 on the block, man, I was really thugging. Me and the movie stealing cars, but they really wasn't nothing. And I ain't gonna keep on the background cause we can't say it's nothing. Cause you might run off to the crackers if you tell you, nigga. And I might have to send a call from that cell, nigga. Cause it ain't like it's supposed to be. These niggas ain't really loyal, these niggas pussy is deep. These niggas pussy is free. These niggas pussy is free. I'm a fly street, a nigga ain't shit scared by me. I spot me in the chain game. Really blow from blow. Niggas never knock me down and I put that shit on up.
Supposed to been dead. Real gangster nigga.
to
I ain't never scared. I supposed to been dead. All this money on my head. I supposed to been dead.
You see, in Jacksonville, rappers make a name basically on who they have ties to and associated to and what block they rep. Unfortunately, with this beef, it was about who had the bigger bag. You're gonna see Julio get in tune with not Julio, but Ksoo get in tune with Foolio, another Florida, Jacksonville budding rapper, and they used to be friends. Speaking of friends, let me show you. You can see where Ksoo was on music videos with Foolio. Everything seemed to be cool, but unfortunately, what comes up must come down. Friendship are torn, friends are forced to pick sides. This is what comes with the street life. No pun intended. The street life is either you're expired or you're in a full throttle course of staying active out here.
Nothing wrong, like that shit really true. Like my mama told me majority of these niggas I thought my friend was gonna die, go to jail. She told me before it happened, and I never really thought about that until I turned. I never really thought about that till like 2 years ago, like a year and a half ago, something like that. But
you need to chill out, man. Hey, they got his mama walking around. March. We're gonna get him, March. No. Hey.
Tell these niggas needed friends for real, man. This nigga went on recruited friends, boy. On trading, boy. Shout out to them Jets, but you ain't never see Mookie and all them at my shows. None of that. Nigga, we had our own.
Me and Ksoo. Man, why you on that slam on the nigga? That nigga know what the fuck going on. I ain't lying, man. Nigga know we beat the shit out of them boys, man. Y'all did not beat us, bro.
No funerals be bringing niggas together, boy. Oh, bro. No funerals be bringing niggas together, boy. Oh, bro. Niggas die, you see all the ops together at the funeral. Damn, we ain't niggas made each other. Real shit.
Poor ass dead nigga. Poor ass dead nigga. Hey, what the fuck be going on, boy? Man, I put that shit on baby cremated ass. We whoop their ass, dog. I'll run that.
Don't that mean a nigga play with you? If 3 of your brothers die in your arms, don't that mean a nigga play with you? Boy, your ass is almost dead, boy.
Now, Ksoo being who he is, he knows he has to tread lightly wherever he goes. He went to a mall that was in, I think, in Atlanta at the time, and fellow Julio Foolio associates such as LPB Poody found him, and well, this is what happened.
Don't make it seem like
Stop all that clutch, I'm telling you. Stop all that clutch. Hey, stop all that clutch. Can I get a picture? Hey, y'all do
Now, Poody gave his reasons for what happened that day about the clutching situation. Poody also talked on an earlier interview that recently happened, which Ksoo also responded to. I'm gonna show you guys both of those, the response and the interview that got Ksoo basically boiling in jail.
But I ended up running to him. I never seen him a day before that. So I ended up running to him and shit in the mall. He had like he didn't see me. Ended up walking up to him. I wasn't finna do nothing to him, not in the mall. I'm gonna drink him on and all kinds of shit. I just wanted to ask him, like, step to him like a man, be like, damn, bro. What's all this static that I'm hearing that we supposed to be having? But I guess him and my baby mama had some shit going on or whatever. And damn, they're kind of like, the problem was he had to end up putting my daughter name into the shit. I'm like trying to tell his ass, like, bro, that ain't what it is. Whatever y'all got going on, y'all handle that between y'all. Ain't got nothing to do with me, fam. Just keep my jit out of it. But bro, like, you know, everybody trying to live up to a name and like make it seem like some tough shit. So I don't know how that, like, it wasn't nothing crazy nothing going on. Just the police just ended up seeing us and shit. They thought something was going on. People, like, you know, people know him because I guess bro got a little name and shit, and they see me. They're like, oh shit, Poody and Ksoo. So people got their cameras like asking for.
Now, Ksoo made sure he responded to the madness, as you guys could read right here. He basically had an urging of responding to any op who wanted to see him flop out here. Now, Ksoo said, next time the little Poody mention me on his interviews, tell them how you told me you ain't want to fight with your little police ass. Stop clutching. Poody responded, I don't do the internet ish. I'm off the papers and have, you know, no dealings with them folks. I'm with all the streets though. But basically Poody is saying the reasons of why he didn't fight Ksoo. Now pay close attention to some of the receipts I'm showing you. They wanted Ksoo's father. That's right, his street dad, who's well connected and well known across Florida, street legend. They wanted him to give information on his own son in order for him to be released, but that didn't happen. But let's get on to the news of the other clip we're about to break down.
Tonight, Jacksonville police have arrested the only surviving victim of the quadruple shooting that happened near the St. John's Town Center earlier this week.
Police say Kenyatta Bullard, who is also known by his rapper name Yungeen Ace, is charged with violation of probation. A judge and pleading no contest to accessory after the fact. News for
of course. So this morning he is in jail, set to make his first appearance in less than an hour from now. It appears some people, though, are a bit upset and angry.
Big niggas, bitches, man. I got this bib on my neck, man. Niggas tripping. Big B's, man.
Now, unfortunately, that was Yungeen Ace, rapper Yungeen Ace, the best friend of Ksoo. That situation led to the demise of other situations, such as the likes of Julio Foolio's brother, street brother, Bibby, who tragically lost his life at the Hilltop, the 6 apartment complex. Now, here is the footage.
And gunfire erupts inside a Northwest Side apartment complex. It leaves this 16-year-old dead. Neighbors say that the shooting sounded like a war zone.
60 to 70 rounds had to be dropped in the course of maybe 15 seconds.
Sky 4 captured the large crime scene outside the Hilltop Village apartment complex off 45th Street just before 3 this afternoon. For several hours, the backside of the apartment complex was taped off as investigators collected shell casings and other evidence.
And while police have not released the victim's name, sources tell us it's Adrian Gaynor Jr. Tonight, News4 Jax reporter Eric Avanier was there earlier and has the latest.
Family members have identified the 16-year-old boy who was shot and killed inside the parking lot of Hilltop, employed at a local McDonald's, attended school regularly, and was beginning to get on the right track. Being fired.
It sounded like it was Iraq out here, like multiple guns, like from different guns.
Unfortunately, some of those children heard the gunshots and recognized the kid who was killed.
I was standing over there talking.
Tamika Gaines Holly is the PTA school who knew the victim.
And they were saying, you know, that's my friend. And
Coalition President Ben Frazier, who was also
Ksoo also proceeded a long record of laughing at his ops during alleged tragedies. He'll be the first one to respond. Like when Lil 9 got clipped, he started making fun of the kinfolks of Lil 9, showing old pictures for amusement and basically trying to downgrade his ops into a situation where it leads them to no other choice but to retaliate. Now I'm about to show you what happened to his brother as well. Now, Ksoo's little brother also was indicted. He has several brothers. I know he lost one, rest in peace to Willie Bosgoon, but he has several brothers who are also in the street life as well. Subscribe to IsmokeHiphop Live. Now, Julio Foolio, never mistaken for the shyness, is gonna tell you his feelings about losing his brother Bibby and losing it allegedly to Ksoo as well. The mom is gonna respond, and this whole thing is what made a lot of people want to stop the wave of the drill movement in Florida, because Jacksonville is at an all-time high, basing on the rewards you can gain for killing.
With him, like with so many people with me, like they last word with me be "I love you, be safe." You know what I'm saying? So he walked out the door, dapped him up, "I love you," you know what I'm saying? I'd say about 15 to, I'm gonna say 20 to 25 minutes later, I get a call. A shooting just happened in Hilltop. I don't know, I'm not even thinking about him at first. I'm like, damn, cause it's shit regular, like shootings always happen. Like, I'm like, damn. Somebody else called me. "You good? Why everybody say you dead, bit bro?"
So we can finally start to heal, because none of us are healed yet. Just can't wait till this trial is over with so we can finally start to heal, because none of us are healed yet. None of us have begun healing yet.
Baby.
Why ain't gonna cap, boy? Like this jit right here, like him, like jit was crazy. Jit was funny, like besides all the other shit, like Jit was loyal, like he was loyal to me, like real deal loyal as fuck. Like I love Jit.
Now pay attention to Ksoo talking to Foolio's cousin Cojax, and they laughing.
Hey, why the little boy trying to run you up?
First diss on type shit. He would never know, like, if you from Jacksonville, you know Papa though, like he ain't used to curse in his music. But I respect my brother, like, and he going crazy. He going crazy with the music and shit, so let me see. Something like that. I'm trying to see how.
Now Ksoo wasn't doing so good himself. He got in an altercation with these let's just say CEOs, correction officers, and it made national headline. His mom and sister are going to speak for him. I'm going to play the video of his mom and sister to explain what happened to him in that situation. You're going to be listening to Ksoo mothers explaining this situation that happened at the jail facility. Now let's get back to her.
Local station, News 4 Jax starts now. We are now hearing from the mother of this local rapper, a man who is charged with 2 different murders.
As they treat him as though he's guilty. I thought he was innocent until proven guilty.
Duval County Jail on 2 separate charges.
Jail to show us what investigators.
Her son told her that an officer was messing with him leading up to the incident. After the incident in October.
Got a response back saying they didn't find anything wrong.
According to the Officer grabs him and drops him on the ground. While struggling underneath the officer, the report shows Robinson threatened to kill the officer once he gets back on the streets. He adds, "I've killed people before, I'll do it again."
You know, me seeing my child just in a situation like that and I can't do nothing, it's bothering me a lot. It's doing a lot to me.
Robinson, known as rapper Ksoo, is
acting. It's a job. He's pretending. You know, this is what the fans like. That's what he do. Because when he's not rapping, he's a totally different person. That's not Hakeem. He's a
baby, bitch. I don't even know gang number. I bang the baby, bitch. Who that nigga crying about in the song every day? Oh my Lord, why you gotta take you 16? Nigga be crying every day. I was 16. He had one dream. Nigga had a dream to die.
Now, Ksoo's sister is letting us know more about the corruption at JSO, how every time he's going to be released, they drop new information to hold him. I'm gonna let her speak and show clips of what's been going on.
Said it none.
The judge tells him his 2 separate second-degree murder charges are now upgraded to first-degree murder. 19. He references Gaynor by his nickname Bibby in his viral rap video. 2020 death of Charles McCormick. Robinson's brother, Abdul Robinson Jr. and Leroy Whitaker are now also charged with first-degree murder in McCormick's death. They also appeared in court.
I'm ready for bed, but y'all keep asking me to finish that story, what I just posted about Ksoo. So, I think I was on there and I was just telling y'all that it was exposed in court that somewhere the state is holding information every time Ksoo is about to be released. So the last time he was about to be released, they decided to drop some info that they had held for 8 months, which is illegal in the courts. Also, he is entitled for a motion for pre-trial release, being that they just slapped the other case with the lack of evidence, and we also warrant a author hearing, and that was with lack of evidence. So I think that kind of sums it up. But yeah, so Ksoo will be home. No.
Now, Ksoo been going through a lot. Ksoo's been explaining to everybody how the JSO system has been unfairly treating him and been doing a lot. We've seen everything they've been doing to him. Now he's being accused of basically sleeping in court with several female police officers, and he's gonna talk about how they isolated him and kept him away from the basically public and did a whole lot of things behind the scenes just based on sexual situations that might have allegedly happened.
You hanging out? You on it, bit? This John K shit.
Hey, listen though. I'm gonna ask you some good questions, man. Listen though. What the conditions like and how they treating, bro? Why you ain't been in population so far?
Yeah, I ain't been in population. They feel like I'm just fucking all the COs, the hoes, and
So
I'm a cool guy.
So you been in isolation for how long?
Shit, I don't know, man. This shit's crazy. It's fucking.
So like the news, they go tell them what they doing to you, and they tell them like what it's like in there, like being in isolation. What it's like?
Ooh, you bringing that pressure. Those are real questions, man.
Yeah, tell them what it's like, man.
Shit, you ain't be all day in the room all day, 23 hours. Really in the room 24 hours because you come out your cell, but you still locked behind the door. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, that shit is crazy. So you just in the room all day. Go crazy. I'm locked out. No.
And, I mean, I right now don't have any other. You don't own a boat, nothing else like that?
No.
Miss Robinson?
No.
Okay. And so what we have established at this point is financially what you have in your possession is $1,000.
Dang, that no more easy though.
I didn't understand that. You can take off your mask if you need to. Just
it's not there anymore either. Like I used it to order food in here in the jailhouse.
Okay. Are you currently employed?
Now, the city has been trying impatiently to deal with the growing drill movement in Jacksonville. They've talked to several experts and they've been breaking this down. This will also let you know how Ksoo case will furthermore go and if he'll be found guilty or innocent. Listen to the people that are controlling the case, the mothers, the sergeants, the news outlets, so you can see the mindset of what's been happening to the community and the parents involved.
A drop dead and I'ma drop it tonight. McFadden says in retaliation to her son's murder 2 years ago, her daughter was shot 14 times in May. She believes her daughter was targeted.
He was murdered by someone from their gang, and that person was sending messages from the jail threatening that if my daughter goes to trial, that he would get somebody to kill her. And May 26th, a day before my son's 2-year anniversary death date, they tried to kill her.
McFadden says another person on the album cover is Caleb Sheffield. He was arrested on attempted murder charges in connection to her daughter's shooting in May, but was released from jail 18 days later.
I just want the violence to stop. That all that bragging and tormenting of these families is just sad.
The body scan did happen last month. Myself and Ms. Kawas were physically present for that. ASA Cooper has let me know that those results will come in January. I know that all sides are waiting for that because of the discrepancies. We've taken multiple rounds of depositions. We've not.
Now, the chief in command is going to speak his piece too, and he's going to go in on the situation, and it's a dire situation that people are trying to get help to solve the drill madness.
Beats. In our last half hour, we told you about local rap groups gaining popularity for music videos with details about murders here in Jacksonville.
Corley.
Well, Tom and Mary, some may think that the lyrics in the music videos are confessions to the murders. However, JSO says the lyrics alone are not a chargeable offense, but it does help them repost about murders linked to local rap groups.
In the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office that spends all their time dealing with this issue. I mean, they are focused solely on this issue.
And you know we smoke little baby.
Will help put that together and make a much stronger case.
Reported that same time last year. JSO believes having several of ATK's members in jail is helping.
Being in jail, the city's safer.
I believe so, yes, absolutely.
Nara waits for trial, hoping for justice for her son.
Poppy was loved, deeply loved, so we here. I'm not going anywhere. And Hakeem Robinson will see me every court date until they sentence me.
Despite
Now, Ksoo attorneys believe he is innocent. They're saying that what JSO is going off by based on evidence, it's the video, and the video, what the lawyer is saying, does not match his client Hakeem, Robinson, which is Ksoo. And if you do look at the body proportion and of size, it does not match Ksoo at all. But we'll stay tuned here to see what's going on, if this case will finally be solved and justice will be brought. Now, I just cover the news and I'm just your proper journalist. It's sad and unfortunate to see any of these guys go through the climates and the things that they're going through. Nobody wished this for anybody. To see the ups and downs, you can imagine what the moms and dads are feeling like, family, friends, people in the community. As you heard when little Bibby got killed, his classmates and everybody needed therapy and people to come in and speak to them for what they've just witnessed. Not many people who come from these neighborhoods have come to a place of comfort with the deaf in society. These things are norm to some, but just because it's norm does not make it right. Justice can be come and prevailed or whatever you want to say, but the pain never goes away. A mom will still be crying on that Sunday. A dad will still not clean out the room of his son so he can gather himself to have some glimpse of memory of his son's last day. A mom and a sister and kids are out there 10, 20, 30 years later and asking why this had to happen to their loved one. On both sides of the fences, you can look at some type of situation where you can have sympathy for everybody involved. It's easy to judge and it's easy to call out those who are not involved. What I tend to do is understand the situation and understand a loss is a loss too much for everybody. Look, I'm your guy, DJ Bless One. Thank you for watching another episode of I Smoke Hip Hop Live. Make sure you hit that like button, and and subscribe to this channel. We'll keep giving hard-hitting documentaries like this. Love your family, love your kids, stay blessed.